Obviously a frustrating night, but this must be in other cases the growing pains, kind of getting to the groove of things.
Well, we have a couple of issues that I had to address, this evening. I think this team is unique in that the leaders are not leading very effectively. Our guard play is has been extremely subpar on both ends of the floor. And that offense that we're running is primarily designed to benefit them. So we're going to make a couple adjustments and try to get our post players a little more involved. There was a lot of expression tonight regarding that, and just overall effort. I'm really disappointed in our kids. I didn't think they fought tonight at all. I thought they fought against Tulane, but the second half. But tonight, 2 halves, I just didn't think the effort was there, and that's unacceptable. And like I told them, there's no one to blame but ourselves. You know the game plan. You know that they are going to put up 33. We're struggling to guard people off the dribble, so we're having to play a lot of zone. And and it's on them. They got to take accountability for it, and we'll move forward.
Now you said you can't put the blame on any person in particular, but what do you chalk up those lack of effort to?
I think the biggest issue we have is lack of leadership. Lack of leadership, and then people are trying to do things outside of the boundaries of what their capabilities are. And then on the defensive end, we need heroes on the defensive end. And on the offensive end, we need to kind of settle down and move the basketball and, find our open shooters. And we got to hit shots. I mean, for the second time in a row, we've had 3 out of our last 4 halves. Shooting the ball in the 20 percentile range, and you're not going to win any games at this level shooting the basketball so poorly. We even had opportunities where we had the layup and we're just not hitting them, And like I told the kids, calm down, we got to make plays, and I just think that going forward, we got a couple kids that some injuries, and I think they're leaning a little too far into that discomfort, and they just got to step up their game, and we got to do it on the defensive end and on the boards and taking care of the basketball. Again, we had 20-plus turnovers, and that's unacceptable. And a lot of our turnovers are just completely unforced, just poor decisions or not taking care of the basketball, which is, and the ownership of preparedness has to come back to me, because if you'd have told me that this team was going to come out and play as poorly as they did, I would have been like, no way. Because we've had some good practices. But I think there's some underlying things going on with a couple of the kids that we've got to iron out and get out in the open and address those issues and then go forward.
I guess when you look at how poorly you shot and the turnovers, do you feel like the game could have been, it was a lot closer than a 22-point loss? It could have been down to single digits?
It's like I told the kids, that was our game. We just didn't do anything we were supposed to do. South Alabama came in, one of their best players wasn't even on the floor. They did what they're capable of doing, This is definitely not one of his better teams, I really had us beating them 10-15 if we got down and played. We didn't do anything like we're capable of doing. So we're going to go back to the drawing board, make some changes on the offense, and try to correct some bad behaviors and go forward.
Can you discuss any of those behaviors or the changes that are coming, or are you going to wait the week out and see how it plays out?
Yeah, well, we got, our schedule doesn't get any easier at this point. We're going to Texas, got Texas A&M tournament, and then we go to Toledo. The bottom line is we got to circle the wagons, and once we do that and begin to rely and trust in each other that you're going to make good decisions with the basketball, be tough with the basketball, we'll be fine. Right now we're not in trust mode, and I just shared with them what my thoughts were. Didn't do a whole lot of yelling and screaming like I'm sure a lot of people assumed I would. These kids have been together. Shell, Adrian, they know how to play basketball. We're not doing that. So you got to show it to them and try to fix and correct poor behaviors and get our intensity level up and go forward.
Can you speak a little bit about those challenges ahead in those tournament games and how you evaluate your team?
It doesn't get any easier. You got Texas A&M, you got the Toledo tournament, you want to get out and battle. This preseason is about development. You know, you can't go backwards. You want to focus in on what you do well and improve on what you don't, and you know, continue to grow as a team. Right now, we're not doing that. So I think we addressed some issues tonight that we really needed to address. You know, as a coach, you always hope that your captains are doing and saying the right things, and that they're in the locker room and they're the locker room lawyers, and not, you know, someone who's not playing. So captains have to step up and show leadership, and they got to show toughness, and I think they'll do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.